Well, it's quiet Thursday afternoon. Nothing much to do. We just thought I'd see if anybody wants to chit chat. I'm just sitting here doing a little bit knitting. I've got a couple hours spare because I've put a beef stew in my slow cooker and I was late in putting it in, so it's not going to be ready for another couple of hours. So I've just sat down doing everything I have to do normally during the day, and I'm just doing a little bit knitting and wondering if anybody wants a little bit chat. I haven't been on live for a while, but had other things to do and that, and so I was putting up videos and things onto my channel, so I wasn't really bothered about going live for a while. I don't usually tell anybody when I'm coming on. I just come on, and the off chance that somebody might want to have a chat. It's almost 5:30 here in the UK, late afternoon. Don't know what time it is everywhere else. I've got 1 or 2 subscribers in other countries and never know what what the times are in those countries. 3. 3, 4. I'm knitting a little cardigan for one of my great granddaughters. I've got 2 of them there. The birthdays are both in March, so I thought I'd get these done for Easter for them as well. I was hoping to do it in both of them in this pink. I had 4 balls of this pink, but I gave one away I sent it in the post to one of my friends because if you're not in the UK, us in the UK are in a lockdown at the minute, so I can't go and visit friends, and as should anybody will want to at the moment. And my friend messaged me and asked if I had any wool I could send, so I had to post it to her. It cost me more than the postage, more than what the wool and all. After I sent a little hat with it for her as well. So I sent her one. I only had 3 balls left, and this is. Oh, hello, Ursula. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. I'm just seeing I'm doing a little cardigan for. It's a cardigan for one of my. I've got 2 great granddaughters. I'm doing a cardigan each for them. It's both their birthdays are both in March, and the oldest one's 7 and the youngest one's 2. And I did have 4 balls of this, but I sent the ball to my friend because we are in a lockdown in the UK, and my friend couldn't get out to get any wool, so I posted a ball to her. And then I started knitting this and realised I had given one of the balls away, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to have enough to do both cardigans. I'll probably have to pick another colour, or I can probably go to one of the shops local to me and probably get another pack of it, Yeah, yes, it's very quick to knit the little ones, Ursula. It's a long time since I've done I've got 3 great grandsons as well, and I've just recently knitted the one for the one of those is 2-year-old. They are 9-year-old, 5-year-old, and 2-year-old, and I've got sweaters to knit for them as well. And I've already knitted one sweater for the youngest one, and it only took me about 3 or 4 days to do that sweater. Yes, I do crochet as well. I'll show you something I've been doing actually at the moment. I'm trying to get this finished. It's a cardigan I'm doing for myself. I've just got one sleeve left to do, and I keep stopping it. Oh, you can see the pattern if I hold it up close to the camera. It's like a shell pattern with over 2 years. How long does it take for the knit? This cardigan I'm starting at I'm doing here. I've got the back and the two. I've done the 2 fronts and one of the sleeves. And I started it. This is Thursday, and I started it on Sunday. And this is the second sleeve, so I'll only have the sleeve to finish and then do the bands. And this is a little bit bigger because it's for a 7-year-old. The 2-year-old one will not take half as long as this one. But I'm seeing us in the UK. We are in a lockdown at the moment. We just can't go out, and I like to look around the shops at the wool and that, and I like to feel what I'm buying. But I can't do that at the moment. We've just got to pick. Well, from online, you look online. That's where I've been getting a lot of the stuff at the moment. It hasn't been too bad where I've been buying, but. Like I'm saying, I like to go out and have a look and like saying to feel the world what it's like. And oh yeah, I've seen quite a few videos where they do the knit from the top down, but I knit all the parts separate, and like you see there, I knit all the parts separate and then stitch them all up. But a lot of the crochet ones I've seen in videos, the girls that do a lot of the crochet and that, they tend to do a lot of them from the top down. But I'm not, I'm old-fashioned, me, like. It's the kind I do is the same kind I've done for years. I've got 3 sons, and I do the same kind as I did for them when they were little. It's not very nice here at the moment in the UK where. Oh, you're out of lockdown now, are you, Ursula? You're in level 2. Well, this part of I live up near Newcastle, and I think we were in Tier 4 before we actually went into the full lockdown. And as far as I know, we're going to be in it until April. That's when I think the children are going back to school in March, supposed to be. They've been telling us that for quite a while now. And I don't know how long it's going to take whether we are coming out of the lockdown, but it's going to be gradual. Little things at a time. But we can't. I mean, before the lockdown, we couldn't go into pubs, and that had different tiers, and depending on what tier you're in. I used to go out. On a Monday. I used to meet a lot of friends, and we used to go for a quiz and bingo and things like that. And well, that stopped because we couldn't go into you had to be buying a meal before you could go into the pub. You had to be sitting down with a meal. So our quiz stopped, and then I used to do bingo on another night. And there used to be a lot of us used to go for that. And me and my friend, we used to win quite regular. Oh, hello, Crochet with Chevin. Hi. I don't know if that's your name, but hi anyway. And I'm saying there's nothing, you know, it was a waste of time going out. Me, my friend, whenever we used to win on the bingo, we always shared, and we used to win every week. And I was really sorry when that stopped, because we were losing a lot of money. Or you can go to restaurants and only take your mask off once to sit down. Yeah, that's the way it was in the UK as well. We could go into the pub anywhere that we were going to, and we'd sit down. We'd have to have a mask on until we sat down. But if we got up to go to the loo or to go for, well, we couldn't even go for drinks. We had to wait. We had to order the drinks and that. But we had to put the mask on if we went into the loo. It's the same going into the shops. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. And well, I think you wear glasses as well, Ursula, so you'll know like what it's like going into shops. No, I don't have. The last dog I had was, he died about 6 or 7 years ago, and I've had a dog all the years I was married. I was married for 47 years, and I'm a widow now. But we always had dogs and that. But after the last one went, we had to put him, have him put to sleep, and I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that again, So I says, I don't want another dog now. It's tying anyway. Because if I want to go on holiday, or even go out anywhere, you had to have someone to look after the dog. I know, you know where it is, Ursula. I wear glasses, and I'm sitting a good distance away from my laptop, and I can't see. I've got the text up. It's normally 125%. That's what the text is on my laptop normally, and I've got it up to 175, so I can sit from a distance and read what the comments are coming up. Otherwise, I couldn't see it. Otherwise, I was having to keep going like this to read what was on the. I'm 74. Well, I'm nearly 75. Actually, I'm 75 in April. But it comes with age. But like I'm said, when we're going shopping, when you wear the masks, if you wear glasses, it was terrible. At the moment, it's quite cold in our country, so I'm getting out my car and going into the shops, and as soon as the warm air in the shops is hitting your glasses, is steaming up, and you can't see properly. Having to keep taking them off and wiping them, and I got a bit sick of that. And then I saw something on the internet that said if you put just a spot of washing up liquid on your finger and just rub it all over your glasses, and both sides of the glasses, and it works. It does actually, and then you wipe it off, clean it off with a tissue, and it does actually work. But I kept forgetting to do that before I went out, so my glasses were still steaming up. So a couple of weeks ago, I took them off, and I just took them off like this, and I just breathed on them like that, and then wiped them, and it worked. And I thought, why hadn't I done that all those weeks? Well, we've been in and out of lockdown for nearly a year now, Oh, you can never sit that far. You sit. Yes, I've seen when you were on your live, you were very close to your computer. You, like the picture of you is a lot bigger than what it is of me, because I'm sitting back on my settee. Oh, hi, Liz. Oh, you've managed to get on. I thought I'd come on at a different time today. I usually do it later on of a night time, and then you're not sure where all the different countries what time's best for them and that. And I have come on in the afternoon before, and I have gotten quite one or two people, more people than of a night time. So I suppose it depends what country people are from, but. I find I like a little bit chatting. Like I'm saying, I've got nothing much to do at the moment. I've done a beef stew for myself, and I put it in my slow cooker. But I was a bit late in doing it, so it's not going to be ready for a couple of hours. So I thought I'll just sit down and have a bit chat, because I've done everything I've got to do. I've done a little bit ironing, I've done a little bit washing, a little bit cleaning here, there, and everywhere, and just a little bit bored, you know. But it's nice just to have, you know, people to talk to now and again. You can't see from the comments, I'm sure they go fast. Yeah. Well, try what I do, Ursula. Put the text up on your laptop or whatever it's your laptop you're using. Make it larger. I thought about actually putting my laptop, connecting it into my television, because my television, I can get a larger picture on there. But at the moment, I've got a cable from my router, which is in my hallway, and I've got to stretch it from the hallway through under my living room door and right around my coffee tables in front of me with the laptop on, and plug it into there. Otherwise, if I just go wireless, it's very pixelated and it's not very good picture and that. So I thought the cable for the router won't reach to my television. So, but then I thought about the text on my laptop and making it larger, and it does work. It's a lot easier. Because I was on quite a few times on my laptop, and I was kept, you know, leaning forward, and it looks a bit funny sometimes. But yeah, yes, it's easier to do one of those HDMI cables that'll connect the laptop up to the TV. I do that sometimes if I've got any of those films. I've got subtitles and that on. Sometimes I can put them on a memory stick, but I can't get the subtitles to come up. But if I play them on my computer, the subtitles come up, and that's when I like to connect my laptop to my television. Oh, Liz, what do I think of Mariner's wool? Well, I knitted a little bit. I haven't finished yet, but I started knitting a little bit, and it's nice. It's got a nice feel to it, Liz. It feels... it's double knitting that I got, but it feels actually a little bit finer than most of the double knitting, because I was getting a lot from Aldi's, and a lot of it was, you know, you were getting on your sleeves. Even this one here, you probably cannot see very well on there, but there's little bits of fluff all over, you know, that pilling in it. That's what they call it. And I've gotten wool from Aldi's for years, long before I even come onto YouTube. And it used to be different. You used to get 5 balls, 100-gram balls in a pack, and then they reduced it down to 4 balls. And then I noticed after a while I seemed to be getting a lot of this pilling and that, and I went off it. I don't like it as much as I used to. So that's when I started looking around other places, and I have been buying Peyton's. Oh, you go live on the Scrapyard. I've tried the Scrapyard, not on going live, but there's 1 or 2 other girls on my that subscribers, and I forget what one of them's Katrina, I think, one of them, and another girl. I can't remember the other girl, but I tried to go live on theirs, and I was causing an echo on the screen. Everybody. It was spoiling everybody. They couldn't make out, because everything I was saying was echoing back, and funny noises, and I had to give it up. And it must be something to do with my laptop, but I just cannot work it out. And I thought about going on the StreamYard, so you could have people come up and talk to each other on the screen. But I thought, well, I might have that same trouble on mine, so I'll just sit here and rub it on as long as I can instead. Look at the comments and talk to everybody that way. Oh, you like double knitting's your favourite size? Yes, Ursula. I knit when my children were babies. I used to knit 3-ply. They have different sizes in America. I think that the sizes that go by different measurements. I'm never sure what's 3-ply, 4-ply, or they have worsted and all. I'm never sure what the actual sizes are. But I used to knit with 3-ply when my babies were were little, and it's very fine. And then 4-ply. But as it got bigger and bigger, you know, double knitting is a lot quicker to knit and crochet like. Oh, Liz, you use all these, and you've been using Mariner for years. But you've got to try a lot of different yarns and that to say, and that's another thing, you know, I watch a lot of American videos and that, and they all call them yarns, skeins of yarns, that we just call them balls of wool in this country. Now I'm starting to use American terms. I'm calling them yarns and skeins. Ursula, the only time it causes an echo is because more than one device has sound. So I always use my cell phone. Well, at the moment, until I reach 1,000 subscribers, I can't use my phone or my tablet. It has to be on my computer. I don't know why. I don't know why we can't have use the phone on live. If you've got under 1,000 subscribers, I think I'm about 960 at the moment, so it's not far off. I'll be able to do it. Yes, I did. Something about the sound on the laptop. I did turn it off, and the other people that were on up on the screen were trying to tell me different things to do, but whatever I did, it just didn't make any difference. So I'm not bothered. I'm happy just here. I can talk away. I can talk till the cows come home. Yeah, here in South Africa, they're in UK and Australia. Oh, you use the same. I don't know what you call it. The size is the double knit and 4-ply, Aran and chunky. That's all that. But the American terms, I forget what the sizes are, but I'm never sure what thickness. I've got to go by the size of needles they use, because they use millimeters. That's what everybody uses. But we used to have different sizes to the millimeters at one time, and a lot of the needles I've got are still in the old sizes. I've got to keep checking whether the millimeter, you know, with the millimeter sizes too. You, yes, Liz. You're British as well, aren't you? You call them balls of wool. Oh, you found there's only one device needs to have sound. That's about the gist of it. Well, I did, when I was trying to go on the Scrapyard, I did turn the sound off on my laptop, so there was just the sound coming through from YouTube, and they were telling me to turn the YouTube right down, and I tried all sorts, and I just couldn't get it to work. So I'm happy just where I'm doing what I'm doing. I haven't been on live for quite a while. It must be about a month or something like that, I think. You use a millimeter hooks and needles, and yeah, the weights confuse you. It's the needle sizes as well. Even the crochet hooks in America are different to ours. You call them balls of wool as well. So me and Liz aren't the only ones that are we. Well, they were indeed wool. Yes, that's the thing. I think when people say, when you're talking of balls of wool, they probably think it is pure wool, because years and years ago, I remember when I was a child, my mother used to knit. Everything, all you could buy was pure wool. That's why they're called balls of wool. And that name stuck, even though it changed to acrylic, and actually used to be a lot of nylon. I used to have a knit machine years ago, and you used to get, it was an assortment of acrylic and nylon. And I used to use that on the knit machine because it kept its shape better. The acrylic's a lot better nowadays than where it used to be years ago. But I remember anybody that's about my age will remember their mothers knitting things for them in the summer, especially little swimsuits. And they were made of pure wool. Well, when you used to go in the water, when you came out, the weight of the water used to have the swimsuit nearly down to your knees, So it was a lot better when they started using different materials. But yes, the Scrapyard. I know there was you got so much free, and I think you could have up to six people come up on the panels to talk to. I might try it sometime, but I did apply for it, and I had a thing in my email saying they were ready to use it, but I never got around to it. Here we talk of the wool shop and not the yarn store. That's what we call them, wool shops. We always say we're going to look in the wool shops, but there's not as many here. Actually, in the UK, the wool shops are just, there used to be wool shops on every corner when I was younger, and we used to go and we used to get our balls of wool, and they used to put so much away. You could buy so many balls, you know, like if you couldn't afford the whole lot, you could buy so many balls and put the rest away, and they'd keep it for a month for you. Yeah, Liz, you're 65. You remember the swimsuits? So we look back on old photographs. We look back at these swimsuits, and my granddaughter, she look at them now and again, you know, and she'll say, Nana, you never wore things like that, did you? Well, I had no other choice. That's what our mothers used to say, same as what you make your kids wear these days, don't you? The good old days, yes. Yes, Liz, that's definitely the good old days. Like I'm saying, I'm busy. What I'm knitting here, this, I'm saying it's a little cardigan for my 7-year-old great-granddaughter. This is some wool I got from B&M, Liz. I don't know whether you've been in there and looked at theirs. It's called Trim or something like that, I think. And it feels quite good, actually. It doesn't. It actually feels better than Aldi's, wool. I hope nobody from Aldi's is watching me, thinking I'll be putting people off buying the wool. Yes, this is double knitting. Is that what you mean, Ursula, what I'm knitting with? Yes, this is double knitting. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're a little bit younger than us, Ursula, but you might recall your mother telling you about things like that, because like I'm saying, it was all wool in those days. And I don't know if you ever used to do this, Liz, but we used to have what we called the rag men coming round the doors. They used to come around with the barrow and the horse and that, and used to be looking for rags. Well, they used to give you, us kids used to collect any old rags we could find for them. We used to get pennies off the rag man. And they always used to say, if you've got anything made of wool, you know, we'll give you more for the wool. So I used to go upstairs and look through all the clothes that were lying around upstairs and pick up any, like what I thought was old cardigans and sweaters and anything made of wool and give them to the rag man. And then my mother used to come in and just really looking around. She says, "Where's that cardigan done? I only done it a month ago for you or something." And my older sister Eleanor, she'll say, "I think our Sheila's been giving stuff to the rag man again, Mum." Oh, your mum. I'm old enough to be your mum, the nurse now, and you're 73 this year. Yes, it's actually, I was born on my birthday is April the 21st. That's the same day as the Queen's birthday, a proper birthday, nor a crowning birthday. And I was actually born on Easter Sunday. And I think I gave my mother a shock. And I used to get a birthday card every year until I was about 10 years old, and my mother said it was off the Queen, you know, because she was always happy to send somebody a card whose birthday was the same day as hers. And I said it was great. And then I think by the time I was 10, I realised it was my mother that was sending the card. And I mentioned it to her one time, and then I never got another card off the Queen after that. Yeah, that's life, isn't it? You know, but and it's funny, in all them years, my birthday has only ever fell twice on Easter Sunday. I think I was 10 years old the first time, and I was 73 the second time. In all them years in between, it never fell on Easter Sunday. I don't know when it'll ever happen again. It'll probably not be in my lifetime now. But that's the way we were when we were kids. I've got two sisters, and my oldest sister. I've got an older sister and a younger sister. I'm the middle one. I was the trouble, and my younger sister, we fought like cat and dog when we were kids, because I had to take her everywhere with me, and I didn't want to take her with me, and because she was nearly 4 years older than her, and she'd always say, and I wouldn't do what she wanted. I would take her where she wanted. She was always going to tell my mum on you, and that's what she used to say to me. And that. But as we got older, we are the best of friends. We've always been the best of friends, and my sister is one of these people that has to isolate. She's got diabetes, and I've never seen her I've seen her a couple of times since this lockdown started. It started last March, the end of March, and I think I've seen her a couple of times. She come to my house to bring, I think it was some baking stuff that I couldn't get, that she had got. She was supposed to self-isolate because of her diabetes, but she went out doing shopping for all she called all the old people, and she used to bring stuff to me as well. And I'm saying, hey, I'm not one of the old people, I'm your sister. And she'd bring me little bits and pieces, and then I think my brother-in-law, I think, made her decide that she had to stay in after a while. It was getting a bit too frightened in case she caught the COVID, and it went on anyway, and I haven't seen her. It must have been about summer last year was the last time I seen her. And being by myself, I can go to my granddaughter's because I'm in a bubble with her and her family. But I can't say my sister because she has a husband. There's two of them at home, and we were best friends. Every time she come to my house, she'd just come. Oh, I've just popped in for half an hour. It used to be about 3 hours before she went away. We had that much to talk about. And I think my son was here. My son was here one time. He lives further down the country. Lives in down Yorkshire. It's where his job is and that. And he was up one time doing some work, and I was in my bathroom upstairs. He was doing some plastering on the walls and that, and he was upstairs for must have been about 2 hours when my sister came, and me and her were sitting talking, and I had a cup of tea, and that made a cup of tea, and I shouted, Tony, there's a cup of tea down here for you. And he come downstairs, and he says, you know what it is? I've been upstairs for 2 hours working. He says, I'm dying for a cup of tea. He says, I wanted to ask, but I daren't interrupt you two. He says, you've never drew breath for 2 hours. And that's what we were like, the two of us when we got together. We laughed at him, get yourself away back home and be cheeky. Oh, you got many. Your granddad was 95. I hope I live that long. I hope I stay as fit as I am, like, till I get to that age, like. Yes, I was the middle sister. My older sister used to complain because she had to look after me, and I complained because I had to look after my younger sister. And we were always, between the three of us, we were always fighting and arguing. But it's amazing how that changes when you get older and get more sense in your head, don't you? Yes, Liz, I've had my first jab. I had it about 3 weeks ago. I'll get my next one in April. Never make a cup of... Now, I never think about that, Ursula. I should have myself a drink here, because by the time I go off, when I finish the live, my mouth's that dry. I could do with one. In fact, it's getting a bit dry now, like, because I usually have my tea around. It's getting on 6 o'clock here now. I'm usually having my tea round about this time, but like I said earlier, I'd done a beef stew and put it in my slow cooker, and it took me till about, it was nearly 12 o'clock before I got round to doing it. So I like it to be in quite a long time to make the beef nice and tender. Yeah, yeah, it is. You know, sometimes I've had to cough and that, you know, but never thought about that. I should have had one of those little bottle things, you know, with the water thing in. You're watching you, certainly got my cuppa. Yes, yes, when you're sitting watching me, you can sit with your cuppa, can't you? You know, you know, and actually I'm sitting in my living room as well, and I've got a ring light behind my computer. I've got my light on, big light on in the living room. I've got the standard lamp on here, and I've still got to have this ring light on. My granddaughter bought it for me. She's got a channel of her own, and she does all this stuff as well. And she knew I didn't go live for quite a while because when it gets dark here, and even when I've shut the curtains and put all the lights on, it's still very dark. I'll switch the light off and I'll show you what I think I've shown you before. Not my light's falling over. I'll switch the light off and let you see what it's like in here without this light on. That's what happens if I don't have it. And I've got a 150, equivalent to 150 bulb up in my lamp, in my light, and the same in my standard lamp. And I'll put this light back on again, make it bright. And it was my granddaughter, she bought it for an early Christmas present. She said, I'm buying this present for you, and she gave it to me because she says, I knew you weren't going live because she says your picture was dark all the time. That it makes a big difference. And it makes a difference when I'm doing any tutorials because I stand it at the side of the bench, and it shines on my hand because I usually do the tutorials in my kitchen, either on my bench or on my table. Well, in my kitchen, I get the sunlight in the morning, but the sun goes around the house to the front of the house in the afternoon. So if I don't do a tutorial very early in the morning, it gets pretty dark in there. So the ring light stands at the side of the bench and shines on my hands and that. So, oh, you think the lighting on the camera is different because with the naked eye would probably see you just fine. Oh, it is just kind of you. Well, my granddaughter has one of these as well because she does all those, you know, the hair things and all that. And I keep seeing Cheryl, call her Cheryl, you know, seeing Cheryl, can I do anything about my hair? Look, it's disappearing. I'm losing my hairs. I'm getting older. It's getting thinner. Put my head down, you can see my scalp through my hair. I used to have really thick hair. I've hardly got any fringe. I've combed hair from the back. I keep combing it forward and trimming it, you know, to make a little bit hair at the front. I have to start wearing a wig before long, I think, because must happen with age, I think. I'm calling it on age. I don't know whatever reason it is, but both my sisters have got lovely thick hair, and one's older than me and one's a bit younger than me, and their hair hasn't went like mine. But never mind, I've lost a knitting needle here as well it's on the floor. But oh, you want to know what time supper? Hello, Leslie. It'll probably be it's about 12. Yeah, I thought about 7 or 8 hours, so it'll probably be about 7:30. You might have a long way to come. Where do you live again, Leslie? You don't live round the corner, you know, not here in Backworth in Newcastle. That's where I live. You're Nioxin. Oh, I'll have to have a look for that. Have a try that. It's my hair is very. You can't see it very well at the moment, but it's not as thick. This is usually when I was a little bit younger, and I've had long hair most of my life. And at the night time, I used to put it in. I used to put 2 plaits in my hair because my husband used to complain about my hair getting in his mouth when we were in bed and that. So I used to put a couple of plaits in, and the hair now, when I put my hair up in 1 plait sometimes, you know, I put a bubble thing in the back and put a plait in, and 1 plait now is as thick as what 1 plait used to be when I had two plaits hanging down. That's how much of my hair I've lost that. It's just not thingy. And one of my sons said to me, I don't know what young people think these days, but I've got my youngest son, Ian, he said to me one time, Mum, he says, why don't you cut your hair? And I said, what do I want to cut my hair for? And he says, well, women your age don't have long hair. And I said, don't be so bloody cheeky. You know, I says, women any age have long hair. What's the thing about long hair? And he just thought it would be better if my hair was short. But I can't have it short now because I've lost that much hair. At least I've got some, and it's tidier, you can tie it back. Oh, Roberta Taggart, you're in the USA. Oh, you're too far away for to come for me beef stew then, Roberta. It's too far for you, that. It'll be cold by the time you got here. Oh, you had long hair and wore it in a ponytail to bed as well. Nioxin. I pronounced it well. And anyway, there's no price. I'll have to look that up anyway. But I've had a lot of trouble with dandruff. Actually, I've had dandruff for years, and I just cannot get rid of it. I tried all sorts. I've tried. Head and shoulders, that kept it at bay, but it didn't get rid of it. And it was starting to affect my face. It was, I couldn't work out how it was affecting my face, but it was getting my face and it was making my skin dry and that, and I was getting red patches on my face. And I thought it was coming from the dandruff. I thought the dandruff was going onto my pillow every night time and my face on. So, I looked on the internet and there was one or two things, something about using aspirin in your shampoo and leaving it on your head for so long. And I tried that for a while and that didn't work either. Another load of rubbish. So I tried that and that didn't work. And I thought, maybe I'm not using this Head and Shoulders properly. I'm maybe not leaving it on long enough. I've been trying that as well. It hasn't made a blind bit of bloody difference. It's still the fleeing same. It's made a difference for you. Oh dear me. No, I like my hair long. It's I've tried it short, when I've been younger and all different eras. I've had it short for a while, long for a while, and back on. But I prefer it long because I can keep it tidier when it's long. I can tie it back. I can put it up in a bun thing on the top and that. So my hair's going to stay long as I'm alive. Oh, you had dandruff as a teenager. Yes, that's what mine is. But mine is when you can't see it on my scalp though. And when I was younger, and if you're wearing anything dark and if you shook your hair like this, you could see all the flakes of dandruff. It doesn't come off my scalp now, and it's sort of moist when I scratch. I get it in my nails. Where it's moist, it's not like dry dandruff. You don't like hair in your face, so well, I could never wear my hair. I always had to tie it back because if I left it long, and I used to have the whole fringe used to be long, the whole lot used to be long, and that's I cut it to make a fringe when the hair started getting a bit thinner because I was starting to go away on the sides. You can't see much, but the little bits on the sides has been receding. And if I had a little bit of fringe, it helped to cover that a little bit. Your hair's like mine, straight as a die. my hair's terrible. Both my sisters, my mother complained because my older sister had lovely curly hair. My younger sister had lovely curly hair. And my mother let both of them have long hair. And she wouldn't let me have long hair. She always cut my hair. I had to have it short. And when I grew up and I got older and I could have my hair whatever way I wanted, and I grew it long and I found out why she wouldn't let us have it long because it was a bloody mess most of the time. Yes, dandruff was terrible, isn't it? If you on your clothes, anything dark, it showed on your shoulders and that. But Mine doesn't show like that, but I don't know. I just kind of get rid of it. I give up. Oh, Liz, does anybody know when Aldi's are getting any more? They haven't had any wool in for a while, Liz. I don't know. I don't know why. It just comes in job lots, they come in. Maybe it's got something to do with this lockdown. I don't know, but mind you, I think I've got about 10 packs upstairs. I've got one of my bedrooms upstairs. I've got shelves, and I think I've got 10 packs of some of it's Aldi's and some of it's Mariners, and some of it's this what I got from B&M, Trim. I think it's Trim or something like that. Trim with 2 M's. That's a TRIMM. The Trim from there. And I've got 10 packs, and there's 400-gram balls in all of them packs. And I says I'll have to start getting some of that knitted up. But I'm doing some for my my great grandkids at the moment. Oh, hello, Jeannie. Doing fine now. We've been talking about different wools and hair and dandruff. Anything you want to think of. Oh, you seen an ad and it's coming on online? Yes, you can get it online on Aldi's, but I just like to go in the shop and get it when I want. Oh, they got toy. Oh, yes, I did have some little. They had packs of small balls in Aldi's. It was quite a while ago. Well, for doing toys and for things like that, I think as well. But you can't do the toys; it hurt your hands. You've just finished a mint green baby sparkle blanket. Is that for your granddaughter? Oh, hello, Angela. Go, Saka, you're back again as well. Have you finished your drawing you were doing, Angela? Was it a clock? Was that a working clock that you were doing? Was Ghost Hacker with Scottish Basil? She's Angela. And she was doing she put a little video up this morning where she was drawing like flowers, and it looked like a clock, but I couldn't see the whole thing. And it looked like it was a clock you were doing, Angela. Was that? We're drawing the flowers into it. I was wondering whether it was a working clock. Oh, Jeannie's, yeah. Oh, your yarn was from B&M. So yours must have been the Trim, was it, Jeannie? That's what I'm knitting with here, Trim. I had a nice pink. It was only £4 for 4 balls, 400-gram balls. I had packs of. Oh, you don't know whether it's a girl or a boy yet, Jeannie. Or early days into the pregnancy. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awful that your daughter-in-law's miscarried. Yes, I know a lot about that, Jeannie. I lost 2 babies before I had my 3, so I know exactly how she feels. Baby sparkle at B&M. Yes, I got some sparkle from wasn't B&M, it was Poundland, and I got some white. You might have seen the video I put up with the sparkle. It was a white sparkle. Well, when I first started it, I don't know if you remember, I did the back and it came out too big because of the stitch that I was doing, and it had to pull it out and do it again. But that was baby sparkle as well. It was white. It was lovely. It come out. It looks really nice when it's on. Oh yes, it is awful miscarrying. My first baby, it wasn't a miscarriage. It was a stillborn baby, and I was 7 months pregnant with that one. And then I got pregnant again later on, and I miscarried with that one. And then I had 3 boys straight after that. The baby that I lost was a little girl, and I always wonder what it would have been like to have a little girl. But I had no more trouble after that, Jeannie. I had the first two boys, but I did have a lot of trouble when I had my last son. My kidneys collapsed while I was pregnant when I was about 7 months, and he was born premature, but he was okay, and I had to go on to dialysis for a while until they sorted out my kidneys and all that, but that was sorted out, and that was all fixed and everything. But you've had 2 miscarriages as well, Ursula. Yeah, no, it's not nice. It's my first baby. I mean, I went a full nearly 7 months. And when you go all that time and then you've got nothing to show for it at the end of it when you lose that baby. But even a miscarriage is not too good either. But with me, it was I had kidney problem, and I didn't know I had this kidney problem with my youngest son when I was pregnant with him, and it was actually stones in my kidneys. And when I got pregnant, the stones started moving in my kidneys, and I went to the doctors, and it was causing terrible pain in my back. And I told the doctor, and they had the only thing they could say was wear one of those maternity girdles, wear shoes with heels on, put a board under your mattress. And I kept telling them, I says, it's not making any difference. I says, the pain was just terrible, and our kidneys actually ended up collapsing, and that was when they found out what was wrong, and it caused the. I nearly lost my son through it, but they managed to save him, and afterwards he was he's my youngest son, and he's nearly 6 foot. This fella now, like, it's in his 40s now, like, so it didn't do him any harm, you know. He was okay. Yeah, yes, it is bad to go all the way and then nothing, you know, afterwards. That was one of the worst things that ever happened to me. But you know, it's a lot of years ago, but I'll never ever forget. I'll never ever forget the feeling. But there's nothing you can do. There's nothing anybody can say that takes the pain away. But that's just what those things. It's life. It's things like that happen. But anyway, I've got 3 sons now, and I would have loved a little girl. You know, a little girl that you can dress up, and even the little girls these days, they don't dress them up like we did when we had our babies. I mean, my oldest son's 59. He's 52. No, he's 51. He's 52 this year. I had to think of the ages, and you know, you love to dress them up and all that, and even where I used to dress my little boys up was prettier than what they dress some of the little girls up with these days, you know. Oh, your mum's tiny. You were a tiny baby. Oh, you're nearly 6 foot, are you? Well, I used to be 5'4", but I think I'm a bit shorter than that now. I think I've lost some of me height. But I was actually a premature baby myself. I remember my mum telling me when I was born, I should have been born in May, but I was born in April instead. Hello, Sarah. My mother. You probably wouldn't know anything about these things, but there was diphtheria around when my mother was pregnant with me, and my mother already had 2 daughters. She had I would have had one sister who died, but she had two other daughters, and she was pregnant with me, and they both got the diphtheria, and she lost one of them. One of her daughters died, and the shock of that brought me on early. So my mother said I was born early, and I think I lived in the bottom drawer. in a little sideboard thing for a little while because I came earlier than I was expecting. She didn't have everything ready for me, and the shock of her losing the other daughter and that. So that was things in those. Oh, you know about diphtheria, not your own experience. Both of these. Well, my oldest sister now, Eleanor, she had the diphtheria, but there was an older sister called Maureen who died, who was about 5 years old, I think, at the time. And another thing, we used to laugh, me and my sisters. There's 3.5 years between my older sister and me, and 3.5 years between me and my younger sister. And my mother and my dad used to say that they never planned any of us. And my mother was sitting laughing one time, and she said, "We never planned your older sister, and we never planned your younger sister." But she says, "You definitely weren't planned either." And I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "You were a result of the end of the war." I said, "Oh, thank you very much." Oh, yes, Sarah, £3. Yes, Sarah, my youngest son, weighed £3 4 ounces when he was born, and he looked like a little doll. And he was I think he was about 6 weeks old before they let me have him from the hospital, because he also looked like a little Chinaman when he was born as well. Well, hello, Jan. He was like a little Chinaman because he was yellow because of what was wrong with me at the time, and he also had an enlarged liver when he was born, and we had a lot of problem with that over the years, making sure that it hadn't affected him, but it hadn't. He was okay. So he was a little £3 4 ounce little boy, grew up into a nearly 6 foot fella now, years. Jaundice, yes. That's what I was trying to think of when I seen yellow. He was yellow. Yes, jaundice, that's what he had. But it wasn't through, it was partly through what was wrong with me and partly through he had an enlarged liver. They said if I'd went the full term with him, he mightn't have been as he is now. So it was, I don't know what you can call it, what you call it, but if I had went full term with him, there's something to do with the liver causes a child to be mentally retarded, and because he was born 2 months premature, and they found out what they could put right, which they couldn't do while he was still in the womb. Oh, you've just finished work, Jan. There's some of us that don't have to go to work, we just have to sit here bored stiff that we decide to go live to see. Oh, your daughter was 4.12 kilos. So I don't know if she was big. Till I went to check her out, I saw the other small babies. I thought, oh, she's a giant. Yes, I'm not sure how that is in pounds, but I think that's quite a large size. 4 kilos, 4.12 kilos, isn't it? Oh, your way to cook food, Liz. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't offer you any of mine. It's getting nearly time for mine anyway. Shortly, I'll have to go and check it and make sure it's all right. Yeah, so when it was at my granddaughter's on Tuesday, and I go every Sunday and every Tuesday to my granddaughter's. I get she always does dinner on a Sunday for me, and I always go down on a Tuesday as well. And when I went, I said to her, Cheryl, what are you doing for tea today? I said, are you doing pancakes for the kids? She says, pancakes? I says, yes, it's Shrove Tuesday. It's not. I says, it is. She had to look on her phone. Yeah, she says, Nana, it is. So anyway, she went out and done a little bit shopping. Good job I reminded her, because as soon as you mentioned pancakes, the kids' faces, She went out and got a little bit shopping in and got all the stuff. So we all had pancakes and had all this fruit stuff and apples, grapes and kiwi fruit and everything else on the plate there was with these pancakes. So Oh, your lass is expecting. Oh, yes, it's yours. You're the one that's expecting the baby in March. I knew one of yours was, Jan. I wasn't sure it was you or Jeannie. So I knew Jeannie had told us as well, but yours is due. You know, the 9th of March. That was my dad's birthday. Yeah, she miscarried the one before. Yes, it is. It's terrible, the miscarriages and that, like. It just reminded me that was my dad's birthday, the 9th of March. It's funny as well, my husband's birthday was the 2nd of March, and my oldest great-grandson, Frankie, his birthday is the 2nd of March, and my husband said that was the best birthday present he ever had. Yeah, our little one's due mid-September. Oh, you've still got quite a way to go then, Jeannie, haven't you? You missed Wednesday, Ursula. You thought the entire Wednesday that. Oh, you mean you lost a day somewhere? Tomorrow was Thursday. So, no, it's Wednesday. I just get when you're wrong. I get days like that. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and what bloody hell, what day is it the day? It's getting like that with this lockdown, you know what it is. So sometimes I don't know what day it is. Sometimes I'm forgetting, and I forgot it was Sunday one day, and my granddaughter rang me up and she says, "None of the dinner be ready soon. When are you coming down?" Oh God, I forgot it was Sunday, sure, I'll be down soon. Yeah. You got a date for your vaccine, Jeannie, the 26th of February. I had mine, I can't remember the actual date. It was Sunday about 3 weeks ago, but I got the next one in April, April 19th. At least I didn't have to go very far because, oh, hi, Sammy. I didn't have to go very far. It was local to me, but some people were getting places were 40 and 50 miles, so having to go for a. Sammy, which country? This is the UK, Sammy. I'm in the UK. I'm in Newcastle, just outside Newcastle. Yeah, but some people were getting appointments in places, and you know, somebody, my friend, just lives a few doors up the street from me. I went to a place local where I drove there, and it was only a 10-minute drive from where I lived, and she had an appointment for. She had to go all the way into Newcastle. Where into Newcastle's about a 30-minute drive for me. But you know, I thought somebody that lives in the same street as me, you'd think should be given an appointment in the same place. Mine was at a place called the Parks in Wallsend, the Parks Centre. Oh, does Sammy knit or crochet? Oh, you're doing nothing, Sammy. Well, you're doing, you're on here, aren't you? You're commenting on the. In what country are you in, Sammy? Oh, yes, I can see you. You're up there. Yes, you're in India. And you do nothing. There's quite a lot of Indian girls and that on videos to do some beautiful patterns I've seen on some of the Indian videos and that. But you know, but sometimes some of them work too fast for me. I can't keep up with them. Yeah, I think I like that one there where you do nothing. Well, there's a lot of people don't do nothing. They just like to look on YouTube and see who's on and what's going on and that. Like that's what I like to do. Sometimes I just like to look on, and I like to look through a lot of old TV things, you know, like, and look through some of the little different the old programs that we used to have years ago, and that sometimes you get a few minutes of something. Yes, you've seen some lovely different crafts. Well, like I'm saying, I crochet a little bit. I don't do a lot of crochet. Like I was showing there before, this thing I'm doing here. I'll get round to finishing it one day. But this was this pattern here was a baby blanket that Alison Russell put on, and I saw the baby blanket, and I liked the pattern that was on it, and I thought, oh, I'll do a cardigan with that. Well, I've done like vests, you know, with the crochet and that, but I've never really done a cardigan. I didn't know how to do the shape, and this one here, when I done the two fronts, I had to crochet. I done a V-neck up like this, and I had to do this from the armhole up to the shoulder 3 times before I got the shape in right. And then I thought, oh God, what am I going to do when I start the sleeves? Because I've never actually made anything like that. I've done, you know, normal like squares and coasters and dishcloths, and I think I've got you cannot see it in my living room. I've got a little sideboard across the room, and I've done a runner what I do across there. That was with some old machine knitting wool that I used to have. When I used to have my knitting machine, I used to get this. It was like a silky, very fine yarn, and I used to knit it up with some other wool, put the two strands together, and it had like little knots in it, and it used to make a nice thing. Well, it was lovely for doing like runners on your sideboard and things, but that's all I'd ever done with crochet, and I thought, I'm going to do this cardigan. I like that pattern, and I keep putting it down, and I'm doing something else, and it's something else. Yes, it was Alison Russell that gave me a shout out one time when I think I was on about 400 subscribers at the time, and she must have seen one of my videos, and she gave me a shout out, and the subscribers I've got just went up and up and up from there, and I can't believe I'm at 960 the last time I looked. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to 1,000. I think I'll be there excited. I'll probably break my laptop. Like, oh yeah, I'm knitting a pair of socks, Jeannie. I've done, you know, socks. Done them for my kids when they were little. You know, where I mean, they wouldn't have anything when they got older. They're not having anything like that. They wouldn't even have the cardigans and the jumpers on it when they got older. Oh, your son was born with jaundice. Midwife said, all that Lucas said you've been drinking. And, you know, you believed her as well, you know. You know what my craving was when I was pregnant? Cooking apples. I don't know how I ever ate them, but I ate loads and loads of cooking apples with me. To get monetized is so exciting, scary, but also exciting. So it is great. Oh, your Stephanie's having a girl, Jan. Like. Oh, you're knitting for Christmas presents for the family. I thought about. I've knit like slippers. Well, I've got a pair on here. I'll show you. I'll take it off. What do my slippers look? Only I just noticed the other day. Look at there's a hole in the bottom. I'll have to do some more. I like these slippers, the ones you crochet, like, because they're nice and comfortable. Oh, you crave banana bread. Oh. Yeah, I like banana bread, like, but the only trouble is I've got to leave the bananas to go black before I do them. Yeah, I couldn't eat cooking apples now, Leslie, but I couldn't stop them. My husband used to keep sending them out and we'll get some cooking apples. You know, it's time for a cooking apple one time in the middle of the night, and he used to know he wouldn't go out and get them for us. I had to wait in the morning. Yeah, Mum's craving was cooking apples, Jeannie. She was sick all day, every day with all 3 of us. Yeah. Yeah, one of my daughter-in-laws, my middle son, Tony, they're divorced now, but when my granddaughter Cheryl, the one I go to, was his daughter, like, and Veronica, they call her his wife. I'm still friends with her, like, and we've been on holiday and that together and that, but she had a lot of problem, like sickness all the whole time. I was lucky. I never had much to do with sickness or anything like that. Just an odd time, you know, after you get past the 3-month stage and that. I never had much problem with sickness and that. But my husband used to say to me, he said, I don't know how you eat them flaming apples. He says, I don't know how they don't make you sick. And it's just one of those things. I had one friend, she told me she had a craving for peanuts. She used to eat them, and she says when the baby, she says, I think she was kidding, like, but she said when the baby was born, he was covered in peanut skins. I think she was joking, like, because I think the peanut things go through your body and out the other end. They don't go into your womb, like. You crave different things. Oh, you had 7. I don't think I could manage 7. My granddaughter's got 3 boys at the moment, and I don't think she could cope with any more. I think it wasn't for me going helping her like on Sundays, and any day I always say to her, Cheryl, I says, if you want any help, you know where I am. Oh, 5 minutes. Look, you weren't on the bus. Oh. Oh, you're going now, Ursula. Time for a bath. What time is it where you are, like, Ursula? Yes, it's after 6:30 here, but a lot of different places, different countries. It's different times, isn't it? So bye, Ursula. I'll look for you live next time. I think I missed your last one. I think I saw it, but it was later on. Like. Oh, it's 8:30. Oh, you're 2 hours ahead of us. Yeah. I think your weather's probably ahead of us. You've probably got lovely warm, like sunny weather as well, where you are as well. We've had snow recently, but it's gone. It's turned a little bit warmer, but not much better. Like I like the snow. Like I didn't mind the snow, like because I remember when I used to have my dog, and we used to take him for a walk. It was the only time he ever come back clean. Because where I live, there was pit heaps behind where I live at the time. They'd been made into like tracks for the cycle track now. It's called the Reavers out the back, but they knocked all oh, you'll be on live tomorrow at 4 my time. Oh, that's okay. I should be able to catch that. But there used to be a lot of like pit heaps and that, and it was all muddy and everything with the coal and that, and used to take the dog out, and of course he used to roll around in the mud and that. And there was one time we used to go there's a scrapyard. We used to cross over some railway lines over where I live. I have a railway track at the back of my house, and we used to go over the railway lines, and over the railway lines there was a scrapyard, and we used to go down the scrapyard with the dog, me and my husband, at night time when it was dark. We used to go out for a late walk with him, and I often used to see cars parked down by this scrapyard, and we never used to take any notice. And one night we're walking down, and there was only one car parked there, and my dog Kimmett, he was called Kimmett, the dog I had at the time, and he went up to this car, and he had his paws on the windows, and the windows were all steamed up, and he was barking and growling and everything. And I keep saying, "Come here, Kim, what you doing, man?" When I went up to the car, there was 2 of them, a lad and a lass in the car without a stitch on. And the dog, "Oh, come here, Kim, get away, man. Hey, we'll get away down the road out of the way." I went, "Oops, sorry." That's what I used to get now and again when I went out with the dog, because it was a handy place. Oh, Ursula's in, I think, South Africa, Jan. Yeah, yes, I think she's South African. I think that's where she is, Jan. She might have gone off now, like, but I met Ursula one time on one of her lives. She was on live one time, and I seen her video. That's how I come across. And I think she had subscribed to me, and She does lives, I think, a couple of times a week. You know, Leslie. Yeah, that was funny. That you know, it was often we used to see things like that when we used to go down the down the track by the scrapyard. But that scrapyard's not there anymore because all the heaps, all the pit heaps were pulled down, and the scrapyard disappeared. And when my husband, when we first moved here in this place, we had the scrapyard just at the back of us, just over the road. We used to cross over the lines, and there was a scrapyard, and my husband was always fixing. He was a Mr. Fix-It, you know, with cars. We never took anything to the garage. He always fixed them himself. He was pretty handy. He wasn't a motor mechanic, but he was very good at fixing cars, and he thought it was heaven when we moved here. Went straight out the back gate, over the lines, into the scrapyard, and he could get whatever he wanted from the scrapyard. And, you know, I think he was still alive when they started pulling the all the heaps and that down, and the scrapyard went. And he said, "I'm going to miss that scrapyard," you know. I used to say, "Well, there's plenty more." He said, "I know, but that one's within walking distance." Oh, it's a few degrees in Cumbria. Yes, it's the wind that when I was out the other day. I mean, I went out. It was just like now. I just got my hair nice and tidy and that, and I went out the door, and I had to go around the corner because my garage is set just slightly down from the side of the house. And I turned that corner, and the wind just whoofed. My hair's that fine and fluffy, and it was just all over the place. A right mess. But it was freezing, the wind though. Your neighbour used to say Cumbria has a lazy wind. Goes through you instead of round you. Yeah, I know the wind's terrible sometimes when it's icy, like, you know. Oh, pattern for the slipper. I couldn't tell you, Jan. You know what I did? I put both my feet on two bits of, it was a cereal box. I drew around my feet, and I done a chain, and I worked around that chain, and I worked a right and a left. You know, I worked more on one side to get a right foot and a left foot, and I just worked double crochets all around the thing until I got it, and I kept trying it on my foot. I haven't got a pattern for it. I couldn't tell you how I've done it, but if I work it out again, I'll try, and I'll maybe write it down. But I just kept putting my foot on the on where I had crocheted, and saying, I've got another row to do around there, and I kept going round and round and round me foot and that, and then I tried to work out how to do across the front. But you'd be better looking on YouTube and looking through some of the crochet patterns for slippers on there, like, you know. But, yeah, I like to muck about. I very rarely use a pattern for anything. I done a little jumper for me middle great grandson Tommy. I did a jumper for him. That was a blue one I put up on the on YouTube a few days ago, and I followed the pattern because I wanted a set-in sleeve because I was doing cables up the front, and I wanted the cables to come right up to the shoulder, so I wasn't doing a set-in sleeve where you would have lost half the cables, you know, with the raglan going down there. So I wanted a set-in sleeve. So I looked through all my patterns, and I found a pattern that had set-in sleeves, and I used that one, and it came out a right mess. The sleeves, there was far too many rows from doing the sleeves up to where the shoulder goes at. The shoulder was sort of humped on the top. So I'm going to sort that pattern out and write it out myself, like, and I was really annoyed about it when I'd done it. And then when I did the pattern, I did garter stitch and cable. Only I did stocking stitch on the sides, and I did garter stitch and cable in the middle. Only the garter stitch, it made the front of the jumper lift up, and I had to press it with steam for to get it to stretch it to the size of the back. So I live and learn. Oh, hello, Donna. Yeah, yes, there's loads of patterns for slippers, Sarah, on on YouTube. I've seen lots of different, some of them are very complicated, but there are some quite easy. In fact, there was one I was going to look up, actually, if I can still find it. You know, I should like some of these videos when I say something I like, because 10 to 1, I'll look for it again. I can't even find it. But there was a one, it was just a square. She made like a square, but she put it the way she stitched it on the foot, and it was a slipper when it was finished. I'll probably not be able to find it if I wanted. There was one time I did some dishcloths, and I did some like face flannels as well. And I did there was a one I found, it was a nice pattern, and it was a very easy pattern. It was only 2 rows to the crochet pattern. It was only 2 rows to it, but it was a one that I would have to think, you know, to start it. And I did a couple of like flannels with it, and I was going to do another one. It was a couple of weeks later, and I couldn't remember. And even looking at the pattern, I couldn't remember how I worked this pattern out. And could I hell find it? I went, I've been all through every single dishcloth and everything, and I cannot find this pattern again. So if you see anything that you really like that you think doing, like it, and it'll go into your liked videos on thing. Oh, Joan, you like my beautiful Geordie accent. You know, there's a lot of people on comments and everything. They say they like my voice, and I couldn't understand what they liked about my voice. I haven't got a broad Geordie accent. If I was broad now, I'll tell you how a broad Geordie accent sounds. This is, my mother would never let us speak broad Geordie. And I remember one time I was going to the town to meet some of the girls and that, when I was just so single and that. And I says to my ma, I was on my way out the door, and I said, "Sure, ma'am, I'm going to the town to meet the lasses." She come back, "You what?" "Oops, I'm going to the town to meet the girls, ma'am." That's a broad Geordie accent, which my mother would never allow any of us to speak. We hadn't to speak that broad Geordie accent. But there's a lot of people, and I couldn't understand why they liked my accent so much. And then one girl put a comment on something. She said she liked to listen to my voice because on the tutorial, she says, she says my voice is slow, and she can understand what I'm saying and what I'm telling her to do on the tutorials, where I don't understand that myself, like, because I don't know whether my voice sounds slow to anybody, but that's what she said. So I think that must be what people like about my voice, because I'm slow. I mean, I can't talk fast, like, and I can't talk broad Geordie when my mother's not around. She's not here to play and check us anymore. Like, it used to be terrible, my mum. I mean, we used to get clipped when we were kids and if we spoke Geordie, you know. I mean, just like saying words like "gan and ootin." That's near Scottish. It's nearly Scottish. That, well, my granny was Scottish, like, you know, and I couldn't understand all what she said. Like, you can't always understand broad Geordie as you speak very fast. I've got a lovely rhythm. Oh well. Well, I like to. It comes out now and again, you know, like when I talk to the kids. Frankie laughs at me when I do talk to have a bit fun with him. He's my granddaughter Cheryl's oldest boy. Like, he's 9 next month. Like, and I talk like that to him now and again. You know, and Nana, you shouldn't say things like that. He says, "That's bad language." I says, "It's not bad language." I says, "It's the language I was brought up with." But anyway, I think I am going to go off and get my beef casserole that's in my slow cooker. I can smell it. I wish you could smell it on here, because the smell's been getting in my nose for ages. I know it's ready now, like, because it's 7:15, so it's about time. And then I'm going to put my telly on and watch some, I don't know what crap's on. Well, this is another thing that I guess I don't even know what crap's on the telly. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see what crap is on the television. Oh, yeah, teaching, yes, myself as well. It's awkward to me, but I haven't yet learned. But Pearl, Pearl's easy, man, Donna. There's nothing to it. I think practice and patience, that is the answer. And you also need somebody. I'll tell you, I can't follow this. I think she's a Russian girl, and she does a lot of lovely patterns and things, but she knits like the continental style. And when you see her knitting, she's like this all the time with the needles. And I can't follow her. I can't see what she's doing with the needles, and that's continental knitting. Where ours and most of you are on here, it's English style knitting. But like this is pearl. Look, Donna, I'm onto a pearl row. There's nothing to it. See? I can do it without looking as well. I don't need to see what I'm doing. It's very easy to do pearl. See? You can see a bit closer up, but you can't see what I'm doing from there. But that's a pearl row I'm doing. And that's pearl is very simple. Just keep practicing. There's nothing to it. Oh, Leslie, you're having chicken and bacon stew. Oh, I do. Sometimes I do ham and, when you put all the pulses and things in. But I'm going with me stew. I've just got beef, leek, onion, carrots, potato, onion, and me gravy, and that's all. And I'm going to get some garlic bread out my fridge and put it in my cooker. Heat it up, cook it, and have some of that with it. I like that. So I'm making myself hungry now, and my mouth is really dry. Like Ursula said, she always has a cup of something when she's on live. Like, I think I'll have to remember that because my mouth is dry as sticks now. I really need a drink because I talk too much. So I'm going to say bye to you all now. I'm going to end the stream, and I'll see you another time when I go live. So bye for now.